welcome to your temporary stream. Thanks for stopping by. Um, in a sense, this is the first ever stream. In a sense, it's the last. In a sense, it's one in an ongoing series. To be honest, I'm not really sure where we are, but we're in the middle of restructuring our organization, and so we, and by we I mean I'm just, the sole part member of the organization, but we are in the middle of restructuring. We own basically. I have a lot of email addresses. Many of them are Gmail addresses. I was hosting using one of those email addresses, but I own my own domain for the web for the I own a domain for the video game that we will be developing on this stream, and I have that like through that domain. I pay Google to host it through G Suite, or to like take care of all the email back end and things like that through G Suite. And there's a lot of like business and corporation like there's a lot of things that benefits that come with like the small cost that there is to paying for that in order to have my own custom email address, that I and then on top of that, the website is being hosted on Google Cloud Services in a Google Cloud storage bucket. And if you don't know what that's all about, I went like on the stream for the past few days. I've been working on that, and it's finally finished. I'm not going to go back and go through the whole process, but basically we have a website and we're going to continue to work on it, so you're going to continue to see how I maintain it and manage it through Google, through the Google Cloud Services. But for right now, we're waiting on the 24-hour delay that there is for our YouTube account associated with that email address. Now, this is my Aldo Zeroon Gmail email address, which I've had for quite a long time, and is sort of the inspiration behind Aldo Zeroon at aldonline.com, or .ca, sorry. And anyways, so we're sort of restructuring the organization, because as much as I was happy with where we were going, I think I was kind of splitting myself so thin that things were kind of flying all over the place. And what I really want to do is sort of take, not delete everything, but sort of clean the slate and say, okay, let's start from square one all over again, go back a step, and work move forward from a new beginning, and make that beginning structured from the ground up to be like a corporation or a business or an industry. And I don't really have a name for it right now. I'm going by Raptor Industries, and it seems to work for me. I like it, Raptor Industries, because that's what I am. I'm a Raptor, and that's who hopefully you will eventually choose to be, as you learn what it means to be a Raptor and to be a part of this community, and adopt sort of the nuanced culture that I want to build out of this idea of a video game. And this I don't know if it's a new idea of a stream. I don't think I'm necessarily bringing new ideas, but I'm starting something new for me. This is new for me. These ideas are new to me, and that's where I'm starting from. Is I'm trying to make a big shift in my life towards becoming a much more proactive, forward, like thinking individual, where I put goals out in front of myself, and then I work towards completing them. And so part of that is this development stream where I record the whole process. And it's that recording of the whole process that kind of, sheds light on my fallibilities, for one thing. But so when I go back and I watch the stream, if and when I do, I can catch those fallibilities, and I can work on them and improve upon them. But not only that, it keeps me motivated because I know I'm being held accountable. There's a record, of me doing all this. So I make these great big claims and aspirations, and then ultimately I must work towards them. I must complete them. Otherwise, I'm a big fat liar. And I think that's going to be a good thing for me going into the future. So all that said, I've made all the previous videos, streams that I did. So if you happen to be a person who has seen those previous streams, I'm going to try and make a shift. Like when I started them, I was like making them very, very personal. I was making them very, very like self-discovery. I was talking about my past and my relationships and with friends and family and things like that. And I just realized as I was rewatching them that I was being a bit too vulnerable. And not that there's anything wrong with that, but I was opening myself up to so much criticism. And it's not that I'm afraid of that criticism. That's not it at all. It's just that I want this community to be seen as a place of strength. So not necessarily that we're going to be hiding our emotions or anything like that, but I just think like talking about the problems with relationships I have with my family are a bit too personal and specific. So maybe talking about relationships in general will be fine, but talking about specific relationships is a bit too hurtful potentially to some people. Like if some of my friends and family came and watched those videos, I'm not sure how they would feel after they did, because they might feel hurt from some of the things that I was saying. I mean, I was all well-intentioned and good, but I just sort of want to move on and always be thinking about the future, always be thinking about new positive ideas, positivity. Not that we should be, again, hiding and covering up and brushing under the rug our sadness and our failings, but that we should be continually striving to build something new from them, like rise from the ashes of them, and not necessarily dwell on them, especially publicly like this. I mean, I don't want people to come here and feel like, oh, he's whining, he's complaining, that's all he does is whine and complain about his relationships with friends and family, and that's not at all what I want this to be. This isn't like a psychology podcast or stream. This is, at its core, I want it to be a development stream, like a personal. It's not just a project development, but a personal development stream. So it's going to be sort of that personal development is about moving forward. So from here on out, you're going to get a snapshot of who I am through who I'm becoming in front of your eyes. But I'm not really going to go back and talk about who I've been, partly because I don't really know. It's difficult for me to look back at who I was and pinpoint exactly. I mean, I say things at times like, oh, I used to be so funny and I used to be so charismatic. And it's true, I did. And I'm trying to get back to that. And you might already be saying, oh, well, you're so well-spoken. Not saying I am. I'm just like, maybe if I'm coming across as well-spoken, then great. But what I mean is, if you're sitting there thinking, well, you do seem charismatic, or if these are the things that you will be thinking as the stream goes on, like what I'm saying is I used to be even more so. I used to be even more hilarious and charismatic and could be witty on the spot. And part of that, why I've lost that, is that when I was much younger, I was much more social. There was school, there was church, there were girlfriends, and there was friends, family, like all these things. But now my life is sort of kind of eroded, not in a bad way. I just mean it's come inwards to a point where I live. I'm like a hermit. I stay home every day. I don't go out, and I don't have the kind of social interactions that I used to have when I was young. And it's mostly just because of who I've found out I like to be. I like to be alone in my own world because I have full control over it and power over it, and that's it's invigorating to be so in control and so powerful. Um, but ultimately, it's a lonely existence because you're not opening up the world to other people's ideas and interactions. So I'm trying to find like a happy medium, like a middle ground where maybe I'll open myself up to this community, to building a community here that will facilitate this social interaction, and it'll be with people who are like-minded, like me, who maybe are in the same position as me, where they just stay home most of the time and they don't really want to go out into the world. I mean, it's not like I'm afraid of the world, although there was a time when I was an agoraphobe, and that's part of where this all stems from is like what am I trying to say? Like I do go to school. Like for the past year, I've gone to school, and I've largely been healed and cured of my fear of the outside world and fear of social interactions and fear of all these things, which has sort of set me up for this, where now I'm ready to like take everything I've learned and built up for myself and take it a step further and say, okay, now I'm going to be a personality. Now I'm going to build up my personality and work on it and get better at my wit and humor and sharpen them and really like get focused. And I don't really know how. What am I trying to say? I don't really know how to do those things, so it's going to be a journey. And if you know anything about the previous stream, typically this stream is called Raptor's Pilgrimage, and that pilgrimage is the journey. It's an experience. It's about the experience, not the destination. So I'm headed somewhere, but the idea is that I will take as long as necessary to get there, just to experience the journey. And when we do get there, we'll set a new destination, and then we will head out on another pilgrimage. But for right now, it's just a temporary stream. So this is a one-off. If you happen to show up here, let me put the link to the Old Online subreddit in the chat real quick. So that's the Old Online subreddit, where you can, in the sidebar, in the sidebar of the subreddit, you can find our stream, like our current streaming link, and it will be in 24 hours. It will be up to date and consistent. It'll be the same. You can bookmark it, and it'll all be great. So the other thing I want to do, so for right now, like there's a few things. We're in the middle of restructuring. So this whole setup that this whole stream is sort of about that restructuring, and there might be a little bit left to do 24 hours from now when I'm allowed to stream on my the next platform. That'll all be well and good, but we're going to do as much as we can today in order to facilitate that restructuring. So for instance, let's put that up. There we go, bottom right, top right. That's the first one I want to use. And we'll transition, will fade. And so here we are. This is the subreddit Alt Online, and you can come here. This is sort of like the current. I don't know what de facto. Does de facto mean? The de facto meaning. In fact or in effect, whether by right or not, denoting someone or something that is such as fact. Okay, so it's not de facto. It's the current home for our community, where people can come and post ideas, post, like we want it to as much as possible keep our focus in this community. So it's about developing right now the game design document. Maybe you can post things sometimes about the website and ideas of how to improve the website. All of those things will be possible. I'm learning right now. I'm learning Reddit, and so I'm very new to the whole shebang. So we will be hopefully improving our the look of it over time. Like, part of what I want to do on stream is create the artistic look of the Reddit and the website, and sort of design it for our community, and do it as a part of a community. So until that happens, I'm here by myself, and this is all for me, and that's fine. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I just mean I'll have 100% of the say of how everything looks, until people start coming along and saying, no, I think these should be the color scheme, I think blah blah blah, etc., etc. And I'm excited for that day when there's more people involved who can participate and take part in the experience of this community, in shaping it, is what I mean, like in like curating it into something that they can feel proud of, and they can feel proud of being a part of. Certainly I don't want to say it's my community, it will be our community, but it will be something that I want it to be something that I can be proud of, like, so because like the head of a snake, there has to be a head of everything, and certainly I'm setting myself up to be the head of all of this, but I don't want to be alone here at the top. I want to share that responsibility with people who maybe not only just show up in the beginning, but show a divine interest in being a part of what we're building. So let me just give you a quick refresher. We are developing an MMO. Let's read this. That's the Reddit development. That's the Linux mechanic. So let's read the first post. Hello and welcome to the first post to the Alt Online subreddit, but you probably already knew that if you're here right now. Alt Online hopes to be a completely open source community project with the aim of building an MMO sandbox played from both first and third person with real-time strategy elements. The core gameplay mechanics will be the movement system as well as the combat and magic systems. There will also be a permadeath system in place to increase difficulty and immersion that will be offset by a deep and expansive bloodline system that will allow players to save their character stats in their offspring. I want to edit that and say lineage. Anyways, we'll just keep reading. Currently, the game design document is under development, so right now, more than ever, is the time to ask questions and bring your input to help develop the systems that will define crafting, building, taming, and more. We're pretty much at ground zero right now, and credit will be given to all ideas that lead to major improvements in the game. So bring them here and post them publicly so that we have no choice but to put your name in credits for your support. Much like the TES renewal project found at this website, This will be a community project made up of volunteers looking to make a name for themselves. Hobbyists and amateur developers, designers, artists, etc. will be welcome to take part in this endeavor. For now, the task is building the community around the idea itself to start building momentum. First on the list is collecting persons interested in administration duties. Think of this like an application to be part of one of, if not the first, open source first open source game studio. I haven't done the research, so I don't know, so enlighten us if you do. Even if all you have to offer is advice on how to move forward with such a project like this, leave your thoughts with us, even if it's just to point at someone who has already done it before. We will eventually be at a stage where we can begin developing a game engine or use an already open source engine to start building the game. But for now, it's all about getting the idea ironclad with every system in place so that anyone who reads the game design document can understand clearly the goal of the game. Currently, the game design document is a hot mess of ideas and barely readable, with a lot of train of thought ideas interspersed, so a new draft is in the works. Once finished, it will be posted and available to be read by the community for review and consultation. Until that time, please ask any questions that you have, as they will go a long way towards helping define the current game design document. As far as gameplay is concerned, think of this game as being a cross between Tory Bash, Magicka, Skyrim, Minecraft, and EVE Online, with many, many more influences such as Ark Survival Evolved, Civilization, and PlanetSide 2. I understand such an idea may sound absurd at first, but believe me when I say this will someday rival AAA titles as Minecraft once did, and change the gaming industry for the better. What this game needs right now is more minds working to perfect the gameplay in our minds, just as Nikola Tesla did before he started to build anything. Thank you for reading this. Your participation is much appreciated. You can help support this endeavor by subscribing or passing on the subreddit link. Cheers! And you can catch me live streaming the development process most days at not so much self-promotion as it is project promotion, since I can talk about the game in real time. Alright, we're going to edit this. Edit post. We're going to say lineage. We're going to erase this. I'm going to say, cheers, P.S. P.S. You can find the link to our development stream in the sidebar of this page. Here you can watch as we read your ideas and draft as we develop a website and draft. Currently, watch as we develop a website and draft GDD. Yeah, sorry, just my kids are better way I can say this, you can find the link to our development stream in the sidebar of this page. Currently, you can watch as we develop the website and draft the GTD. As we talk about and discuss the major and the minor. Let's just say that. You know, there has to be a way to stick this to the top. I don't know how to do that though. How to stick a post on Reddit. Okay. So we can close this. We're going to go mod tools, open, mod Q. So make sure mod mode is enabled on the left hand sidebar. Click the moderator shield icon on the post, either from the feed or with the post thread opened. This is frustrating. What I need to do is figure out how to get to, hold on mine, like how do I get to the settings? How do I get community details? Add user flyer, I don't want that. got to be a way. About. If it's about. Oh, that's it. About. Yeah, it's a public. It's public. Subreddit settings. Let's click the moderator shield icon on the post, either from the feed or with the post thread opened. Mod mode? This must be mod mode. Must have to go to community appearance. And any links, post flare. Any links. Community settings. see it. You click that, and click sticky post. Well, okay, so they've it took me a while to figure out, but we've done it. By Jove, we have done it. So, now that that's sticky, it'll always be at the top, and everyone who comes across it can see it. Well, I wish that was. I should have something to like Ninja's Pon Pon. Just kidding. I'm not ever doing that. I'm not. But I should have like a little flag that I wave. Like, hooray! Just so, what's the word? Ironic, you know, and apathetic. Just like, we succeeded. Okay, so you know what we're gonna do. You know what we're gonna do. We're gonna start working on. We're gonna start working on some whatchamacallit, community art and things that will benefit, like the community will benefit from having an identity. So I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that yet though. So right now, let's just go back. I'm just gonna fade you back in. Hello. I'm gonna fade you back in to me, and I'm gonna bring up my. You know, I'm just gonna close some of these. I don't need all of these open. I can close these. By the way, good Nia Relem. Good Nia Relem. Huzzah. We are in the second half of our first month of 2019, and that's exciting. Sorry, the second third of month, according to my calendar, which I'll get into eventually sometime. I got a lot of things to do, a lot of projects on the go, and we'll figure them all out as we go along here. Now the question is, what kind of apps can we get? Let's open up Google Play Store. And we'll look for, what kind of app are we going to look for? Photoshop. No, we want, what's Fireworks? Okay, so, you know what, I'm going to bring you back. Let's bring you back here for a moment, and this is tough. I've got so much going on in my desk. I need that's not gonna work. Does that work? That doesn't work. Okay. Okay, figured that out. You can close that. Alt-Z-Room, that's our Twitter. can click, now we can go to, what can we do? Oh, we need to look up, Google Play apps like, Google Play apps like Adobe Fireworks. Now let's try this. Wow, that's incredible. It would be amazing to be able to draw stuff like this. I think I've downloaded it before, and I didn't quite like it. See, here's the thing. I need to be able to have, layers, and I need to be able to have, I wonder if I can download GIMP. Let's just check here for a second. Let's go into our terminal. Okay, thank you for your opinion. I need to. Oh, you can't even see the top of my computer. There it is. What am I looking up? Tilde. We are gonna go to sudo apt list GIMP. Okay, sudo apt get install GIMP. I might have to close this. Sudo apt install GIMP. Okay, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to close my computer. Turn it off. And then restart it, because maybe that's going to solve the problem. Because it was allowing me see GIMP, but it wasn't allowing me to download and install it. That's what I need. I need to be able to download and install it. So what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to stream from this computer onto, because this computer will be a lot easier to draw and do sorry, I have a long password. It'll be easier to do artistic things on this tablet. So if I can, you can get Linux apps on it. So if I can install Linux, then, or if I can install GIMP, then I can use my stylus and I can draw more freely, and all of that would be amazing. But we'll see if it allows me to do that. Because this could be my most perfect artistic sudo apt install GIMP. There we go. Worked this time. Yes, I want to continue. Booyah. Awesome. so I'll show. I won't show you this installation process or anything. It's kind of boring, but and maybe we'll switch back and forth between Adobe Illustrator or Adobe Sketchbook and GIMP, and maybe there'll be like there are pros and cons to both of them. But I think GIMP is a Photoshop-like program. It's just open source and free to use. So I think that's, and I've used it before, and it's pretty straightforward, pretty intuitive. What am I trying to say? All I'm saying is, here, let me go back. I just think doing it from this computer rather than my streaming laptop, which is what I'm streaming from right now, doing it from my, see, I'm using a Samsung Chrome, over here, Chromebook, Samsung, and it's just an amazing little device, and it does so much that you wouldn't expect it to be able to do. And it comes with a stylus. Let me show you. It comes with a nice stylus with replaceable nibs, and you know, in the past other streams I've done other artistic things, like I've shown off my phonetic script and how artistic it is, and it's pretty cool, pretty fantastic. That especially that it's so easy to learn my phonetic script. That it's so easy to quickly pick up in only just a few months, like just a few weeks of practice, and you get pretty good at it. So when this is finished installing, and it just did, I will show you what I'm talking about. Okay. So it's going to be in my Linux apps. Emacs, about Vim, and GNU. Oh god, this is so cool. This is so cool. You have no idea. Oh, how cool this is. So, okay, here, you know what? I should no, I'll just use the Google. I'll just use the web browser. Tools, comms, G-Hangouts. New conversation. Call. Okay. So, we got our call. Hello. So, I gotta mute myself so I can hear myself. It's not good. Okay. Ooh, that's not fun. I don't like that sound. Why am I hearing that? Okay, that's better. It was like freaking out for a second. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. Your entire screen. Yeah, we're going to share the entire screen. I'm going to close that. I'm going to make this full screen. And then I'm going to go back here. I'm going to fade. Watch this. Huzzah! I mean, it might not look that special, but this is my other laptop, streaming to you live from my other computer. So, so if you, this in the background here, this is the weight loss curve I should be on if I stay on my diet. I should update this image because I have updated it in the past. But anyways, okay, let's open this up. Because this, I don't need that so big. The thing about GNU, okay, this is what I need to do. Move these around. Okay. Oh, and this is the, see, these are the sidebars. These are the sidebars. I can go File, New, and we'll just start with 640. We'll just say that for now. Okay. We'll start with like a small, because I need to practice this, is really what I need to do, is I need to practice how to use this. So can we zoom in? Oh my gosh, look at that. Isn't that just incredible? Okay, how do I undo? There's got to be a tool for that. There's got to be a button somewhere for undoing. Control undo, undo, undo. No, I'm just pressing buttons at this point. See, this is the thing. I'm going to need to take a course in, so probably edit, undo, history, base image. There we go. So let's take a pencil. Wow, that's so cool. It's so responsive. It's like near real time. So I could probably adjust its size so that it's smaller. Yeah, that's good. And let's zoom it in to 800%. Wow, that's a little too big. Let's go 400%. Maybe 200%. Let's go back to the base image. Let's draw that. Let's go back to the base image. That's so cool. This is amazing. Oh my god, that makes, you have no idea how excited I am right now. This laptop just became one heck of an incredible production tool for me, because I have a stylus that I can use directly on the screen to draw any curve that I want. You know, and then I can just, I can erase it all in seconds. If I go here, if I go undo, undo, undo. Okay, layers. If I go undo. Wow, and it shows me all of my history. But if I go right back to base history, oh, this is so cool. Man, okay, you guys are in for it. You guys are in for an exciting treat. So, I'm going to put this aside for the moment. And the strain on this, I don't think this is straining my system too much. I need to exit full screen. I need to go here, check HTOP, and see what my CPU usage is like. Yeah, that's not so bad. We're only running like 66%. And we got a lot going on. We have got a lot going on. I'm just going to quickly watch myself. Okay, if I switch back to full screen, oh yeah, I can see there's already a lag happening with the video, and there's a lot of pressure on the system. Like I've got so much going on. I really can't. If I turn up the mic, will that help a little bit if I turn up the mic? So then that way my voice comes louder than the hissing and you can hear me even if you turn down the volume, or will the hissing just get louder? That's the question. Because this isn't a very good mic, let's be honest. It's a mic that's built into a set of Skullcandy headphones. And it's better than nothing. Oh yeah, no, that just makes the hissing louder. So let's leave it at about 15 decibels. Okay, so apologize for that. That's crazy loud. But man, you have no idea how excited I am about this GIMP. It's like a program. It's a program like Photoshop, and you can do crazy things with it. And that's what I'm gonna do with regards to creating visuals for our community. You know, custom icons and buttons. I don't know where to start. I'm so excited now. You know what I will do? I will bring back this. Go full screen. We'll go back to my other computer, and we'll just have to live with the delay, with the video sync delay. I mean, it might just continue to get worse. I'm not sure. I wonder if I should look it up. So let's ignore this for the time being. Exit full screen. Put that away for the moment. We'll put this away for the moment. And I'm going to look up how to deal with OBS video Video sync delay. OBS, okay, let's try here. So recently I discovered there was a delay while using my EA Gato HD60 capture card where my webcam and mic would be ahead of my gameplay. So I added a video delay filter to my webcam, and also on the mixer I selected advanced audio properties and adjusted the sync offset as well. I played around until both were synced up. However, it seems every day or other day it becomes unsynced. My voice with my webcam and the settings are not being altered in any way. I'm running OBS Studio version 20. Anything? I feel a pretty common issue, but I'm keep having to adjust it. Async 100 milliseconds in one or the other directions every stream to sync it up. But like as I mentioned, the next stream is out of sync with the audio. Try delaying all audio and video sources except the Elgato by 650 to 750. Also, in camera settings, use buffering enabled. So maybe I gotta go to my settings. Settings. Video. Stream, general, what's a replay buffer? I set the audio for Elgato to 6050 offset, and for logic to webcam and add a render delay. That seems correct. So they're not helping. I apologize for this. This is like getting nowhere. Oh, this is, I opened up my new page. Sound, audio, delay. Didn't ask them what I'm seeing this with a webcam. I've been streaming my game to Twitch via OBS Studio. First several times were fine. I record as well as stream and there were no issues. But with the last couple of streams my audio has been out of sync with my video and recording, but not on the stream. The stream doesn't have any delay at all. I monitor for dropped frames and CPU usage, and all are acceptable. I haven't changed my settings at all since this started. Okay. Is there any fix for this? I really prefer to upload my recorded gameplay since it's a more stable quality, but I've been relying on my Twitch exporting to YouTube, which isn't ideal. I gotta close this. Just in case someone shows up, I want to be able to talk to them. I'd really appreciate some thoughts. If the recording is lagging itself, check your frame rate and bitrate settings. If the audio is clipping and if you are using a noise gate, check that it's configured properly. So the video starts, neither set. issue. Sorry I'm so quiet. I'm just reading. Well, I mean, you can see I'm reading. These people, I'm trying to find the person. What's video sync delay? Click the cog next to your audio source in Mixer. The advanced audio properties allows you to delay on all audio sources. Set an audio delay, done. I want video delay issue. Just from Twitch, the game audio video is synced great. The microphone audio is not delayed either, but the video from the built-in camera is delayed way behind the rest of the stream. Can't find any adjustments for syncing this together. Help, thanks. Okay, I've been getting this lately too. Tried changing the resolution, didn't help. Tried changing the resolution, well, in OBS there will be a delay. Find the resolution you want, scale and position it, quit OBS, then open it, and it should be in sync. I don't use a webcam, so I'm not sure if it delays over a long period of time. These issues should be fixed in the next version, which will be released when the build server is back up, or if that takes too long, when I compile it myself. Yeah, it tends to happen. It's been running a while. If it's been running a while. What usually fixes it, to me, is I switch the scene to, say, my splash open page for a second, then back to the scene with the webcam, and it syncs for a while, then slowly falls out until I swap scenes again. Yeah, that's what I've been doing too. Kind of a pain. Thanks for your replies. It's nice to have people sharing their experience so we can figure out a solution for everyone. I was excited to see the new version out hopefully fix the issue, and it is clearly certainly better than before, but my webcam still slowly gets behind, but not by as much as before. Here's a link to my past broadcast. Blah blah blah. Show what happens at the start. It's fine, but look at 40 minutes in and you see the delay. I killed the webcam after this for the rest of the broadcast. Hopefully the cause can be found. I can believe it is possible. It's not OBS, but the webcam, but you never know. I'm running on a late 2012 Mac with 3.4 i7 processor and 16 gigs of RAM and 2 gigs graphics RAM, if that helps. If that helps, such as is needed. Webcam is a 2 megapixel Rocketfish webcam. Any update on this? I'm still having the same issues in 9.1. Not that I know of. They updated a lot of Windows issues, but not much for Mac users. They are not priorities since 90% of their users are Windows-based. That's just not true. You're not a priority. That's not true that you're not a priority. I understand it may seem that way, but really, that's really not the case, at least not intentionally. So you guys are saying that the webcam just gets slowly more and more delayed. Is buffering off? It really should not be happening if buffering is off, because when buffering is off, it tells OBS to play the frames as soon as they're received. Or are you saying this only happens when async delay is on? When I turn off buffering, it seems to help, but anyone else who has this issue can turn off buffering in video capture device options. Video. Where do I get general? Multi-Blue Studio mode. Advanced. File. Edit. Advanced audio properties. No. What if I go here and go settings? Frame rate. Then change view format. Put camera 1 defaults. View format. Camera 1. See, this is the thing. This is the thing. There's this lag. I don't know how to deal with it, and I can't seem to get a. I don't even know what version I'm running. Let's go help. Oh, 22.02 Linux. Profile untitled. So I need tools. Oh, timer scripts, help. Visit website, help portal, log files. I feel like it should be. Yeah, I don't necessarily want to mess with much. I don't want to mess with much while I'm trying to advanced audio properties. No, that's not what I need. What I need is the settings, the stream settings, general. There needs to be automatically record when streaming. Show confirmation and dialog when streaming stops. Show confirmation dialog when start streaming. Yes, I need that. That's a good idea. Studio mode. Transition to scene when double clicked. Enable portrait ripple layout. Multi-view. Click to switch between scenes. Show scene name. Show multi layout. Top 8 scenes. Like, there's got to be something advanced. Audio recording. Replay buffer. File name. Stream delay. Enable. Duration seconds. Preserve cutoff point. Increase delay when reconnecting. Automatically reconnect. Network. Bind IP hotkeys. Like. Video capture device options. Video capture device options. Where do I find video capture device options? Properties. Like, okay, well, let's try what someone said they do. They switch like this. So let's just go, oops, no, let's go. Be right back. Experiencing technical difficulty. We'll wait like 30 seconds so you can still hear me, but To be honest, I should probably create like a special frame that just says technical difficulties. We'll be right back. Please don't leave me. I'm ever so lonely. And then we'll try going back to our cam. Is that better? It's a little better. Let's make our fade like that, like at least 1.2 seconds. There, let's fade that. Oh yeah, that's much nicer. Fade, fade. 1 Mississippi, it fades in. Maybe that's a little too long. Maybe that's a little too long. I don't know how you feel. How do you feel about that? Let's go down to 900, 850. Let's try 850. Fade, fade. That's pretty cool. Okay, so that did seem to be fixing it a little bit. So I'm gonna leave it up. I'm gonna switch completely to some other sources and not use the webcam for a few minutes. And just let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Something, words of wisdom, let it be. Okay, now we'll go back to our cam. You know, that didn't seem to fix it much. That didn't seem to fix it much. One Mississippi. I mean, it's better, but it's still definitely like losing its sinkingness. So I don't know why that is, but I'm certainly someone smarter, much smarter than me, could figure that out, maybe, and deal with the problem. But there's nothing I can do with it now. There's nothing I can do about it now, so I'll have to just live with it. I'll have to just live with it, and actually Control Shift TT. Did I? Video delayed. This is the one I wanted to go to this site. Okay, so I'm new to OBS and I've watched YouTube videos, read articles, and tried it myself. After 2 days of learning and applying, I think I'm 90% to where I want to be, except for the out of sync issue. The video is delayed. Please, the picture for my layout, IP, webcam, and OBS settings. The video is delayed by 1 second or fraction, but still noticeable. My goal is to broadcast using OBS. My Facebook Live allow calls via IMO. Okay. Laptop specs, HD graphics. It's kind of like one of mine. Change the. Okay, webcams, video devices often have some delay, so as you can't do much about it, you need to delay the audio as well to sync it. Just click on the gear wheel icons in the main OBS window where the volume sliders are and open the advanced audio options. Now you can add in a delay. For my Logitech C920 and the Behringer USB audio mixer, around 150 to 200 milliseconds delay on my mic AUX is working well for me. Which is why need help. Okay, how is the sound from the mixer going from there coming back from your OBS? You can add audio delay to compensate camera delay, or you can add the video delay, video filter, to compensate audio delay. But that's not a good option either way. I mean, let me just
Maybe it's because I'm using a webcam. Maybe ultimately, if I use a proper camera someday and get proper equipment, it'll all work perfectly well for me. Maybe that's just what I have to live with. At least the audio is syncing well, and you can hear me. I don't want to put an audio delay on because I feel like it's like cheating the... Well, I don't know. Let's click the OGG and go Advanced Audio Properties. Stop audio. Sync offset. 250. Close. Okay, so testing. Let's see if that fixes it. Let's see if that fixes the delay. Testing. Testing. That does fix it. Okay, well, let's add in let's try 350. Testing. Test 1. 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 Okay, yeah, that really worked. Alright, I can mute myself. Okay, so, I mean, you didn't see my screen because I'm just working in OBS over here, but you can be happy to know that I fixed the syncing issue, at least for now, and if it gets worse, then I'll have to add more delay in order to compensate for that, just to keep things going, but that's such a broken system. It's not ideal. However, there's not much I can do about that at this point. I have to just live with the tools I have and adjust accordingly. So anyways, what are we gonna do next? I've got so much that I want to do. I've got so much that I need to do, and I just don't know where to begin. Sorry, I'm just thinking. Do this? Yeah. I want to start using that. I want to get that going pretty soon. I want to start working with GIMP. Because what a powerful program. Free, you know. If, I mean, obviously the laptop cost me $750, but GIMP costs me literally nothing because it's open source. This is what I love about open source software and community, is if I had an idea that I wanted to implement into GIMP, I could fork it, add it in, like code the whole thing myself, and then certainly make that addition public for people to add on themselves or contribute, you know, give it, like, hand it over to GIMP so that they can make it a direct part of the package. Like, it's just such an incredible, I already accepted the video call. I'm in a video call. Okay, anyways. I just before I get back to doing that, I need to well, I need to learn GIMP. That's one thing. I need to learn how to use GIMP, which will be a process. And I need to crack my neck is what I need to do. I need, oh man, it'd be so great if I could get somebody else in on this stream on a call, so that we could talk and we could communicate. Like, it'd be so great if I had people who wanted to be a part of this development, this game design stream, and help develop this community. I have one person in mind, like a friend of mine, that I really want to call and just say, hey, whenever you have time, whenever you've got the time, let's get together, Google Hangouts, and I mean, I could use Discord. That's the thing. I could use Discord. But Google Hangouts is so easy because I already have Google accounts, and I don't have to create like a bunch of. But I don't know. It might be better to use Discord because then I can include more people in the call. Actually, I think it only allows up to like 8 people, so I don't think it really matters. And I can still communicate through Discord chat. Anyways, I need a more powerful computer so I can really push my system, because I'm really so I can do more because I'm really pushing my system to the limit right now. Okay, I need to, okay, what was I going to do earlier? I need to think of that idea I had. The hinge ideas. I need to start working on the game design document. That's really what I need to do right now, or in general, is, why do you sound like you're, oh, it's because I got one ear plugged, so it sounds like it's coming from over there, when really it's over here. If only I could offload some of the load to my phone, because I've got a pretty powerful phone. That would be really cool. Man, I've probably got so much data traveling over across my Wi-Fi. I'm having a video call, I'm streaming, I'm watching my stream. It's probably just so what's the word? Stressed. The system is probably doing so much. Just like my computer right now is running at almost at 100% capacity, probably like 70 to 80% CPU capacity. Multi-threading, all that good stuff. I've got such an open like world ahead of me of things to do that I don't know where to begin. I don't know where to start. I need to do things like maybe start a Kickstarter campaign to garner funding, but before I do that, I need a minimum viable product. I need the game design document. I need to set up a donation link so people can donate. I need to, there's a lot I need to do, and I'm getting a little overwhelmed, right? And I apologize that I'm not doing anything at the moment. I'm just sitting here floundering. But this is part of the stream. I mean, this is the whole idea, is that it's about me developing. It's about me getting better at being productive, I guess, like, and focusing and getting work done. So But you know, you got to be patient with me because I'm new at this, and most days I just sit. Like I've gone to school, and I'm pretty good when I have a task ahead of me. Like I have a test that I have to study for, or I have homework that I need to do. I know what needs to be done, and I will get it done because there's something to be expected of me. But right now, there's nothing being expected of me except from myself, and that's the hardest. That's literally one of the hardest things to have to deal with, at least for me, is when I'm the only person who is expecting anything. And that's kind of why I'm like starting this stream, starting this this community around my project, is because what I want to do is create some responsibility, some expectation that I must aspire to achieve. And you know, I don't want to ultimately do it alone, but if I have to, I will. That's sort of the idea. If I have to create all the art assets myself, I'll do it. If I have to program every line of code, if I have to write every line of code, I will do it. If I have to pay for the entire thing myself, I will do it. That's the whole point of this. You know, I'm going to be going to school for like 10 years to get my bachelor's degree, because I'm doing a reduced course load, so I have the time. I will have the time to continue this stream while I'm going to school, to continue spending time working on building this community. And that's really my number one goal, is to like build a community of people around this, it's like an open source development studio. It's kind of, you know, it doesn't really have a name right now. It's going by Raptor Industries, essentially. But we can always change that. We can always, you know, come up with something better and really that's the thing, is I only am choosing these names based off of out of necessity. Like the fact that I am alone and I have to make these decisions, so I'm just choosing names and titles that make sense to at least me, and then eventually we can change them as a community. I mean, Aldo Zerun, my pseudonym, really comes from like my past. So that's not really going to change. That's the overarching CEO, is this idea of Aldo Zerun, which is me, but it's also an idea. It's like an idea of a person, and that person, you know, the responsibility carried by that idea of a person might be delegated amongst multiple people, like that I personally trust. Like I will be de facto numero uno, but I might have some lieutenants eventually, and with whom I share responsibility with, and in the administration of just this one identity. Because I mean, certainly I don't think I can do it myself. I've never taken business courses. I don't know how businesses operate, which would certainly be something important to learn, obviously. But there's literally so much to do. I'm getting overwhelmed, and I'm just sitting here doing nothing but floundering. But it feels good. It does, you know. I'm just, my brain, like, you have no idea. Like I'm a type of person who is very aware of the chemical flow of their brain. Like I wouldn't say I can feel it. It's just like I feel myself adapting, is like, and it's like this fog that exists up here as I think about all of these things that I need to do and all these responsibilities, and it takes a lot of work, because what I'm really good at is just letting my mind wander and do things on its own, and just sort of think about things passively and not really like remember much, and just like, so working towards having a stronger memory and being more focused is it is something that I'm working on here in this as part of this stream. So hopefully you see improvement as we go along, because that's what I expect of myself, you know. And I wouldn't say you should expect of me, but you know, I'm sure that it would be nice if I got better at those things. You know, you can probably tell, I've got these dark patches where right here my beard is so much darker than the rest, and that bothers me a little bit. It's like my Wolverine my Wolverine beard. There's nothing I can do about it, though. It's the way my beard grows. It's just I think it's also slightly has to do with the angle. Not really, because this angle is still much darker than over here. Okay. Just breathe. All right, you know what I should do? I should just have a little fun. Since I made those previous stream videos private, I'm just gonna have a little fun. I'm gonna relax a little bit by writing some we're gonna go back here. Fade. Here we go. I'm gonna have a little bit of fun, because I need to just relax for a moment. And this is where why did you do that? Why did you do that? Oh. If I go like this, if I go GIMP, do I get multiple? I do. So I can't have... So I can only have one page open, one thing open at a time. I guess that's not the worst thing in the world. Okay, so I have to get used to this this workflow. Go undo, let's go base. So what I want to do, let's open up open up this. New page. Okay, so to kind of shift my screen, so hello. Hello everyone. Welcome to the stream. Please sit back and enjoy. Oops. Enjoy. Oops. Enjoy my bad humor. My bad humor and admittedly slow rate of progress. So, as you can see on screen, this is probably unreadable to you. You probably recognize certain letters, like here, that's an L. Probably recognize the V, that's an R, W, N. If you can read it's cursive anyways. But if you can't, then you probably don't recognize. Anyways, you're probably not recognizing symbols like this. And that's because they're preliminary or proprietary. I invented them. They are, they're more extensions of what already existed in my mind, like lines and curves. It's not like I invented a line and a curve. But this alphabet, I, is called Raptor. Or in Raptor, Raptor. This is the proper pronunciation. This is English. This is Raptor. So this is the script. This is the language. So Raptor is the language, Raptor is the script, and that might seem confusing, and the whole purpose is for it to be confusing. It's not supposed to be easy to understand. I'm not looking to make, like, there are already languages in the world that are super straightforward and easy to understand. I just like a little bit of confusion. I like doing things my own way, and this is the way I like to do it. But anyways, to start off the lesson, we have our vowels. I'm going to do them nice and big. So our vowels are like this. You go down, up, like that. One, two, three, four. And that's essentially the first letter, a, as in at. And then our next letter is down, up, curve, curve, out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is O, or as in boat. And then our next letter is down, around, out, up, 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's E, as in eat. And then our next letter is oo, like this. You go up, around, out. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's important that you go around like this. And this is oo, as in shoe. And then not our final vowel, but one of our the final of these simple vowels is I. So you go down, up, around, and then like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is I, as in hit, or let's do a better one, ship. So by number, this is number 1. This is number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. So you have a, o, I, u, I. And let me just do that. A, o, I, u, I. And then next we have our, you could call them O, like they're sort of circle controlled, circle augmented. I don't really know the proper way to define it, but they look like this. So it's the exact same. It's the same, but you have this, and you have this. So 1, 2. And then otherwise it's the same. Let me just show you over here. Nice and big. You go up and around like that. So you go one like this, 1, around like that, 2, and up like that for 3. So we go up and around. And this is a, as in what's good? I mean, up is a good one. And then we have awe, as in thought. Actually, it's more like all of this, ought. And then we have this is as in bet. Then we have as in wood. And then we have finally we have as in naga. So it's not naga, it's naga. So this is number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9, and number 0. So 0 comes last in this order because it does so on a keyboard. And when you're writing this digitally, you can use these numbers to write words. Like if you were to say bring, you would write it BR5C, because C is the letter for the sound ng, and we'll get to that later. But you could use the number 5 in replace of the I, because remember, I is 5. So we'll just erase that, because we won't get too caught up in that at the moment. Where was I going to go next? Oh, I was going to say, so and all sound very similar. They are hard to distinguish. They are hard to distinguish. By the untrained ear. So it takes time. The best way the best words to learn the difference is to say, let's go to a new page. If you want to really hear the difference, you could say I and try going yeah. If you go aw, yeah, like as in awful, that's where this comes from, awful, or shot, if you say shot. So here's the difference: shot, shut, and shot. Where this is the I. So it's just without the y. So you would say like shot, shot. So don't add the y and say shite, and just say shite, shot, shot. So it does take time. It takes quite a lot of time to, well, not quite a lot of time, but it does take time to learn how to say it properly. Actually, can I turn this on? Please recorder. Oh, I don't want to have to turn it on and off all the time. I suppose I'll just have to learn to circle things I'm talking about and then back out. But anyways, that's like a quick lesson on 6, 7, and 10. 6, 7, and 10, where they all quite, and even is or one even sounds kind of similar. So you could even say it's all four of these, 1, 6, 7, and 10. But they are all distinct. And so if you say words like not, or if you said naga, if you say naga, if you say naga, if you say naga, so naga, naga, and it, you're just listening. Particularly, it's these two. It's particularly these two that sound so similar, and this one just is part of the mix. So just try not to get too caught up, because this you might almost be inclined to say that this doesn't exist. You might be like, this doesn't exist. You maybe, but you're wrong. But you're wrong. And trust me, I've spent a lot of time saying this over and over and over and over and over again. These three things, listening to myself say yeah, aw yeah, awful, yeah, like it just and really when you're spelling words phonetically, you can almost use these interchangeably. Like if you want to pronounce it oi, you could. Like I went to the store, I went to the store, I went to the store. You could say that, but you'd be saying it with like an accent. So really, I guess the phonetic pronunciation comes down to what your accent is. And to be honest, I used the IPA, the International Phonetic Alphabet, in determining my vowels. And to be quite honest, most of the vowels sound extremely similar to these 10. And it really mostly comes down to the way you want to pronounce your vowels. So like your accent. So maybe not so much the way you want to, but the way you naturally pronounce vowels is what determines. So what I've chosen here aren't necessarily the only 10 vowels, but they are the 10 most basic, in my opinion, the 10 basic vowels that there are. And that other harder vowels to pronounce can be created through them. So if you say like A. If you want to pronounce eh and I as one sound, you go a, 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 and I mean, I don't know why you would, but you could say gate, 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 gate. So you kind of like, it's even hard for me to do because it's so, but I'm pretty sure that is one of the sounds on the IPA. Maybe don't use that as a perfect example because I'm only guessing here. I just remember I spent a lot of time listening to all of the sounds, and most of them sounded just like my 10. And so I kind of just made a decision. I said, okay, there's 10. And the reason why it's nice is because you can number them 0 through 9, and you can use the keyboard. And so I'll get into why that is pretty soon. So next we have the consonants. And of them, we start with our punctives. And these are the sounds that I call punctuating, because you can't. They're short. They're not long. They're this. They're very short. They make a quick. Better yet, it's like this versus that. It's a dit rather than a dash, and this dash could go on forever, like the sound f. You go, and you can hold that, or v, you can hold that, but b is b, 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 b. That's all you can do. So that's how I would you have this, and then you have your extensives, which is pretty much every other letter. So you have your consonants, which are made up of punctives and extensives. And I'm not like a scholar or anything. This is just the way that I choose to organize my writing system because it makes sense to me. So amongst the punctives, you have b, as in but. Then you have p, as in put. And you see how, like, anyway, I won't get into it yet. But then you have d, as in dog. And you have t, as in Terry or talk. And then you have k, as in kick. Oops. Kick. And then you have g, as in go. And then you have ch, as in chalk. Then you have j, as in Joe. And then you have s, so it goes up, down, out, with a little dot. And it's as in like cat, s. And you have z, which is similar, and it's as in woods, woods. And those are the 10 punctives, the 10 punctive sounds. And it's kind of interesting that there's also 10 of those. I didn't really choose that. It's just sort of the way it ended up. But there you go. And then for extensives, you have f as in for. You have v as in vat, like a vat of liquid. You have s as in sat. You have z as in Zoe. You have sh as in shoe. Whoops, I keep using the letter. So as in shoe. You have je as in what's a good one? There's like measure, but that's a long word. Is there a short word that uses je? Fusion. Yeah, might just have to use fusion. Oops. Fusion. And then je. Oh, and then there's the as in thing. And then there's the as in that, which is, we spell them the same, but they're two different sounds. And then there's and then that's that's them. And there's 8 of those basic ones. And then you kind of group them in twos. So let me just group these. Kind of group them in twos. You have your voiced, or voiceless and voiced, voiceless and voiced, voiceless and voiced, voiceless and voiced. It's kind of the same here, but here it's the other way. It's voiced and voiceless. And they're not perfectly organized. I don't know if you noticed something else here. These 3 have dots, and these 3 have tails. Just kind of interesting. But anyways, going back to, and then we also have, next one is r, as in run. And then there's r, as in perro. Perro, it's Spanish. And then you have r, as in bonjour. Bonjour. And then you have h, as in Hanukkah. I don't know if I spelled that right. And then you have h, as in help. And these are sort of like these are the r's, and then these 2 and these 2 are very let me just redo those with different colors. So black, and we'll do green, and then we'll do purple. So you can see there's kind of, it's like a Venn diagram of crossover between these. And then that's not even all of them, because next there's le, as in let. Then there's m, as in met. Then there's n, oops, as in, let's just keep it going, net. And then what else is there? Oh, and then there's running in space. Then there's y, as in yet. And then there's w, as in wet. And so these two are sort of semivowels. These two are sort of semivowels. And then these three are kind of a unit. This is nasal. This is like throaty, and this is like they're very specific sounds that I don't really have a name for. But then there's the final one, which is all by itself, and it's and it goes like this, and it's like bring. That's that sound there. And then the last thing to write about all of these is that they have very special, let's use brown. This is the letter C, written digitally. This is the letter C. Those are the same, those are the same. X is XX. Q is Q. This is RX. J is the letter O. These are all the same. K is K. And this is IX, and this is UX. So those are, when it comes to writing this all out, these are the only changes to the script that you need to make mentally to be able to type Raptor out, out on a regular. So just as a recap, these are the vowels. And you know, this is a little messy, but you can see here the original clean form. Let me get rid of that, for all of them. And yeah, so they're pretty straightforward. You just need to memorize how they all work together. And I mean, like, is kind of easy, E is kind of easy, like, because this kind of looks like an E, right? Or an R, but it kind of looks like an E. This kind of looks like an E, so you can help, that helps. What else? O, I mean, you could kind of think of this as bought. Kind of think this as bought, or bought, and you could think of this as boat, right? And that can help. You could think of this one as hat. You could think of it as hat, and that can help describe the H. You could think of this as hut. That could help describe that. This you could think of as wood. So that's how you could see the ooh. Here you could see. Anyway, so it's just, I mean, use your own tricks. Use your own tricks. Don't rely on me. No, I just mean, like, you can obviously come up with your own ways of helping to remember what each of these vowels represents, what, like, the sound it represents. But then, anyways, so then you combine it with all of the consonants, which are here, including ng down there. And anyway, so let's go to another page, and I'll just write a little bit. and show you again what it all looks like. So, whoops. This is what it all looks like when it's put together. So it's still, it's still subject. Still subject to user error. User error. Error. We're using error. Let's use error. 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 User error. And still subject to user error. What else? I don't know. Sometimes I just write Dear Journal. Dear Journal. It's been since yesterday. Oops. Day. It's been since yesterday that I last wrote. And here's a perfect example of a word where it would otherwise be R-O-T-E, W-R-O-T-E, and here we've got it down to literally R-O-T. Now, truthfully, I should go back. Let's go back here. Page. So this one is atedro. This is opeli. This is Imanu. I think it's two U's. Imanu. This is Uzake. And then this is Ishuda. Uzake, Ishuda. Ishuda. And then here we have Atrada. And then we have Ochese. And then Ejovu. Ejovu. And then Usama. And then here we have Ajida. So these, I actually had given these symbols direct names, and even all of the consonants have have names. I don't know them all off by heart yet, but I do know the vowels. Atrada, Achese, Ejuvu, Usama, Ajida, Atedro, Opili, Imanu, Uzake, Ishuda, Atrada, Achese, Ejuvu, Usama, Ajida. And there's something you'll notice is that the first letter correlates to the sound, and then the last sound correlates to the next one following it. And it wraps around here, goes all the way back to there. So that's sort of how it works. Each one leading into the next word, so so it's easy to learn them and easy to remember them. I didn't do the same thing with the consonants, but that's because the consonants, I think, didn't necessitate it, and because I also shifted around the organization of the consonants a lot originally, so I didn't want to have to fight with that the whole time and keep changing words and things like that. But so this is Opili, this is Atedro, this is Ajida, Imanu, Usama, Ishuda, what else? Ejuvu, Uzake. Just, they're all over the place. So if I were to write them, I would say a, te. So this is a, te, dro. O, bil, e. E, oops. E, manu. Oops. U, za, ke, and I, shu, da. Ishuda, and then tra, da, che, se, se, jo, vu, sa, ma, and ji, da. And those are the 10 vowels. Man, I am getting so sore. Oh, I'm sitting here teaching all this. Oh, but it's fun. Even though I've taught this like 5 times in the past, and I'll probably teach it again in the future. I'm mostly getting practice doing it, Each time I get a little bit better, each time I get a little more clear, and what's great is that, you can you can see it, like you can see it being written in real time. Maybe not every stroke, it kind of like populates every few seconds because of the streaming, but you can at least see how easy it is to write in real time. And honestly, once you get good at it, it's so easy to read. Like, I can read this so clearly. Not to brag. after all the practice I've put in, I can read and write this super well. Super easily, we'll say. That's not going. It's not. That's not. Easily. Yeah. Part of the problem is I don't have enough space, so I'm not. Yeah. I've also gotten pretty good at writing on a digital screen. As well as back and forth between English and Raptor. So I apologize if my handwriting seems a little messy. It is to a degree because I'm getting better every day at writing on a digital screen. My handwriting, pen on paper, is like so beautiful and precise. And to a degree, I've got a little bit of what do you call it, like performance anxiety. Not to be making excuses, but they have it. I do have performance anxiety. So let's close this for now. There we go. Let's draw so now the great thing is we can now the thing is I just need to learn. Like, do they have a pen tool? They do have a pen tool. The only thing I wish they would do is, oh, it's taking my fingers into account. This is incredible. I don't know if you can see me playing with this, but like this editing tool is like incredible. Okay, so I gotta be careful because my hand, whenever it you gotta be careful where you tap. This is why I need like the only problem with this is that I can't go into windowed mode. I can't go into windowed mode, which would be really useful, honestly. Or I can't have multiple windows open. Oh no, I can. But I think I can only get two. So if I go undo brushes, go like that, move that over. This is cool. This is so cool. If I go my toolbox, and my toolbox, and my toolbox, we'll switch over. That's, see, okay, this is getting even better now. Although I think I put the is really cool. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun doing this together. I could honestly do a lot with this that I just couldn't do otherwise. I mean, GIMP has literally turned my Chromebook into a fully editable suite of tools. But I need to edit control. Alright, so the question I have is there a way so I don't really have a choice. What I might have to do is learn to work like this, and not flat, drawing on a flat surface, but to work. So, by taking, no, I definitely want my history over here. But I can take that, resize it, and then we can take this, the toolbox, and put it over here, and then we can resize it. Okay, that's great. Honestly, that's like this. I couldn't really ask for much more. And then base image, and I just need to learn. Let's go back to pencil tool. Size 3.5. Learn to draw like this. Yeah. Okay. Well, I gotta use the washroom, so I'm gonna put this away for a second. And maybe if I put it down, how far can I get it? Oh, and Gimp just closed on me. Okay. Well, for the moment, I'll have to make sure I save constantly. Let's go. Be right back. Please don't leave me. I'm ever so lonely. And I will be back. Just go use the washroom. And we're back. Action. So, the last thing that just happened. My program crashed. My program crashed the computer. Thankfully, our stream didn't crash. Thankfully, it's starting pretty easily. Wow, this is our layers. This is our layers. This is our toolkit. And this is our window. So, if you don't know much about GIMP, you get three different windows, windows. You have your main window, you have your left and your right windows, and obviously I have to set it up. You have to set it up each time. I think when you set it up on your computer, you can get it to set up. Like maybe if I go help. Windows. Can I go to single window mode? Oh my god. Okay, well that just makes it so much easier. Go to window, single window mode, and can I adjust my windows? Adjust their width. I'd rather have them on the, because I'm right-handed. Can you reorder them? Gotta admit, this lock tab to dock. Okay, so we're learning. We're learning a lot right now. move to screen. Preview size. The thing is, I want to move everything. I want to switch it around so that all my tools on the right are on my left, and I don't know how to do that. Now, if I do this, yeah, there we go. Now it's full screen. Now if I make this all the way across the screen, god damn, this is cool. This is so cool. I don't want to have to move them all manually. Maybe if I set it up, maybe set it up like this. Let's see the options for tool. The brushes, patterns, and gradient stock. The lower part. sorry I'm being so quiet. I'm reading through this as fast as I can because I want to learn it. Uh, okay. How to dock dialogues below other dialogues in GIMP. Okay, well, you know what? I'm actually going to end the stream here. I apologize. We're so, that I'm ending so early, but, I mean, it is like 10:13. I've been streaming for a few hours. And this is just a temporary stream anyways, but, thanks for stopping by if you did. I appreciate the support. But we will be back tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have a better understanding of GIMP, how it all works, and we can get right back into designing. And I'm going to be quiet as I read. I'm going to be so quiet as I read all of this, as I search and as I need to watch some videos. I don't have another screen to put the video up on. I mean, in theory, I should be looking it up on my computer, on my streaming computer. But I think I'm just going to end the stream here and check you all in tomorrow. So, thanks for watching. We'll be back again soon. Hope to see you around.